Shalom, call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakha HaKadosh, which is the Holy Spirit that guides all things. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And we also want to give peace and salutation, as always, to the elect, the house of David. And wanted to do a brief lesson on something that I meditate on often, and how, we understand that we live in a filthy, polluted earth. And the reason that it's so polluted is because it is in the hands of the wicked. And the wicked man who rules the earth, all right, the nation of people who rule the earth are the biblical Edomites. And we understand that spiritually they go back to Cain, all right. And when you read up on Cain, as a matter of fact, I'll get it real quick. Genesis, the 4th chapter. Okay. Genesis, the 4th chapter. What did the Lord tell Cain? All right. In the 11th verse, it says, and now, Genesis 4:11, and now art thou cursed, all right, from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. All right. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. Okay. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. And he fits this, a fugitive and a vagabond, all right, to a T. All right. However, we're going to focus on the part where it says he's cursed from the earth. All right. Meaning him and the earth are in opposition to one another, which is why his rulership, all right, although the earth, it's you still see beauty, but it's not giving forth its full strength. Okay. Like we went into, he chops the trees down. He sprays all sorts of chemicals and pollutants in the air. Okay, his trash, openly out in the streets, just, filth on top of filth, blood. Okay, blood pollutes the land. All right, there's massive amounts of blood. All right, in this earth, especially here in America, man. And one thing you notice, which I want to get into, the earth stinks, man. When you walk out into the earth, all right, there should be a sweet smell, man. There should be a smell, the earth actually has a scent, there's particular things in the earth that are supposed to emit a sweet savor, man. And those things help your mood. They affect, they aid you in your life. And in the kingdom of heaven, those things are going to be, all right, brought back in their strength. Now, you remember in the early 80s, when you would wake up in the morning and walk outside, you would smell the pine, the combs to a degree. But as things got worse, music is worse, people are worse, food is worse, everything's worse, because we're living in the day of the wicked. Okay. And wickedness has to take its root. All right. This was a punishment so that we could understand 360 degrees of the Lord's way, all right, both righteous and wicked. And what we're going to do is judge the earth in complete righteousness now that we understand the fruits of wickedness. Okay, but the man who controls the earth, okay, is cursed from the earth. So the earth is not giving forth its strength. Therefore, sometimes you may be driving and you'll just smell complete shit, man. All right, there's not a day that goes by where I don't just smell a foul odor, whether it be a person or whether it be the water that you're passing by or a meal or whatever it may be, a paper mill, but you pass by food places, they emit stink, especially these Hamite restaurants. All right, they stink, man. All right, there's a very, very foul odor in the earth, man. All right, and that is because, as we're going into, all right, the earth is not yielding, all right, her strength. Okay. Why? Because the wicked is ruling the earth. All right. It says what? Now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood. All right. Which this world is full of the blood of the Israelites. All right. Because you have to understand this story of Cain and Abel. All right. Spiritually, is Jacob and Esau. They both came out of Adam, just as Jacob and Esau both came out of Isaac. Okay, which is Adam is Yahweh Shai and Isaac is Yahweh Shai. spiritually if you can receive it for those who have ears. Now let's get Isaiah the 24th chapter real quick, because what did it say? Cain was cursed from the earth. Okay, so when you get Isaiah the 24th chapter, okay, what does it say? All right. Isaiah 24:5, it says, the earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broke the everlasting covenant. Which, when we get into our kingdom, we're going to instill the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And everything that the Lord created will give forth its strength, man. Whether from an ant, all right, to a pine tree, to women, all right, men, everything will be in its rightful order, man. And we're going to see, all right, actual life spring forth on the earth, man. Okay. And the earth is going to smell good, man. And that's something I look forward to, man. A beautiful smelling earth, man, because there's so many smells in this earth, man. Some the Lord has opened us up to, but there's particular things that we haven't been open to, that I cannot wait, for the Lord, to show us, man. All right, because this whole earth, man, is a beautiful vessel, man. So it says the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant, which is the righteous way, all right, that was given orally to Adam, all right, and eventually was written down on stone at the time of Moses, which is the law, statutes, and commandments, the righteous way, the righteous order, which in the kingdom of heaven, we're just going to be that. We're not going to have anything written down. All right, it's going to be in us. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. Okay, and they that dwell therein are desolate. All right, and the way that the earth smells and the way that the earth is being treated is a big part of how desolate, all right, the people are, man, how desolate everything is. Okay, therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned and few men left. All right, the curse that devoured the earth is what? Okay, let's get Job 9:24. Okay, Job 9:24 says what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, he covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, what does Proverbs 3 say? Real quick, and we'll go back to that. Salakia. All right, Proverbs 3. We're going to go to 33. It says, the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. And we know, all right, that the wicked, in Malachi, the 4th chapter, all right, Malachi, the 1st chapter, actually, the wicked, all right, Malachi, all right, chapter 1 and 3, and I hated Esau. He loved Jacob, and he hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. All right. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build. All right. And they have built. You have the Renaissance period, but they have rebuilt the ancient Roman Empire through the NATO, EU, and Babylon the Great. Okay. They shall build, and they have the control of the whole planet Earth. But I will throw down and call them the border of wickedness. Okay. And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. So they're the adversary of righteousness. And the way that they are running the earth is contrary to righteousness, man. This is the curse that has devoured the earth, man. Okay. Because why? Cain, all right, who's the spirit of Cain, all right, the spirit of Satan was in Cain. What did it call Cain? All right. All right. Called him the wicked one. All right. Let's see where that's at. I'll get it in the blue letter. It'll probably pop up better in the blue letter. Okay. Called Cain the wicked one, man. So the earth is just all tore up, man. And one of the biggest issues, one of the things that bothered me the most is the way that the earth smells, man. Okay. This is 1 John 3 and 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one. See that? So Cain and Esau are synonymous. And when you do the research on Cain, man, his family line was very, very destructive and wicked to the earth, man. And they were heavy in the weaponry and artillery. They were the first ones to build weapons, actually. All right, going into Tubal Cain, when you get Genesis, the 4th chapter, reading down, it shows you that these people were blessed with the sword as well. Okay, it says Cain was of that wicked one and slew his brother. And wherefore he slew him, because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous. So Cain's works were evil, man, and his brothers, all right, were righteous, man. Okay, so when we get into the kingdom of heaven, all right, everything is going to be restored, all right, to its proper order. Okay, and this is 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter. Okay, because when you read Genesis, the 1st chapter, all of the things that were created were good. So imagine the earth and the atmosphere at the time that Adam, all right, was ruling, the family line of Adam. All right, everything was in its rightful order, but because of sin, everything decayed. And the man of sin, okay, we know is Esau, Edom, who is the spirit of the serpent, all right, who took the earth through his way and his philosophy. The earth has been taken into a complete shithole. All right, the earth, all right, itself, and especially Babylon the Great, is a huge 7-Eleven bathroom. You go into a 7-Eleven bathroom and it stinks. It's a foul stench. It's dirty. Okay, and you don't even want to, you got to do your thing. You don't even want to relieve yourself in there, man. You see? It says, 2nd Esdras 6:44, it says, for immediately there is a great, all right, I'll start at 43. It says, for as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. All right. And that's Yahushai. All right. And the holy angels, the Alahayim. For immediately there was a great and innumerable fruit. All right. And many and diverse pleasures for the taste. All right. Many. Some of them we're privy to, and some of them we don't know anything about. All right. Some of them Esau hides from us because they're very beneficial to our life. Some of them the Lord just doesn't have us to know about, because when you get Sirach, the 43rd chapter, real quick. Sirach, the 43rd chapter, it tells you what? All right. Sirach 43:31, it says, who have seen him that he might tell us, and who can magnify him as he is? It says, there are hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. For the Lord have made all things, and to the godly have he given wisdom. Okay? And when you go into wisdom, all right, wisdom is likened unto a beautiful smell, man. And there's something about beautiful smells, all right, that it does something to your spirit. It does something to the atmosphere. And when you read the scriptures, the Lord always talks about beautiful smells, man. Sweet savors, man. Okay, showing you he's the ultimate Judite. Okay, beautiful smells and off smells. It makes him angry, man. And righteousness and wisdom is likened unto beautiful smells. As a matter of fact, real quick, Sirach, the 24th chapter, speaking of wisdom, all right, which Yahushai is wisdom. Wisdom, this is Sirach 24:15. I gave a sweet smell like cinnamon and aspalathus. And the thing that you can do is when you see these particular scents and things of the earth mentioned, you can look them up and buy them, because there's particular people who sell them. I've never looked this one up, but aspalathus, okay, images. All right, I'm going to look this up, and I'm going to probably get this smell next week, because I want to smell these things, man. I'm very interested in the smells that the Creator made, okay, that the Alahayim, through the blueprint of the Creator, made. Because we can always go get some Kenneth Cole perfume or whatever, but getting into the Lord's smell is a little bit more fulfilling, in my opinion, okay. Making your own oils and stuff like that, that's a part of our culture, man. See the benefits of this. You know, this is sort of like a impromptu, something I've been meditating on. Rubio's tea. I guess, I've seen Rubio's tea, so I guess that's the same thing. Okay. Yep, that's what it is. See, these things all have benefits to our life, man. And in the kingdom of heaven, these are going to be the end things. Just like in this kingdom, medicine and destruction, or they'll take some of what the Lord created and add chemicals to it, to basically get you hooked and destroy you at the same time, but you get some benefits. In the kingdom of heaven, all of these things are going to be the end thing, man. Okay? And this whole doctrine is likened unto a sweet savor in medicine, man. But you can read, allergies. Looks like I got something to look up. To get muscle spasm, diabetes. You got brothers who have diabetes. You found something out of the Holy Scriptures that can possibly aid you. All right. And remember prayer before all. So Salakia, I just wanted to look that up. It says, I gave a sweet smell like cinnamon and aspalathus, all right, rubios, and I yielded a pleasant odor, all right, like the best myrrh, all right. And myrrh, man, especially in a powder form, because a lot of these different resins, you'll get them and you can kind of smell them, but once you open it up and make it into a powder form or into an oil form, it's potent as hell, man. But wait till we get into the kingdom of heaven. These things are going to emit odors like never, like man, the whole earth is going to be, especially where I dwell, all right. You brothers want to come visit, my particular island or my particular section, whatever the Lord gives me, it's going to smell good. And galbanum, okay, galbanum is a very earthy smell. Myrrh is a very sweet, some of it is sour or sweet. Myrrh means bitter, but galbanum and onyx and sweet storax and a fume, and as the fume of frankincense in the tabernacle, okay, frankincense in the tabernacle. So the Lord, all right, likens his wisdom, all right, unto a beautiful smell. Now, another thing I was looking up, just imagine when we get beamed up on those chariots, man. Okay, how beautiful the smell is going to be on those chariots, man. I was doing some reading. Song of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. Okay, and I read across this scripture, all right, Songs of Solomon, chapter 3 and 6. It says, who is this that cometh out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense, with all powders of the merchant? See, powders, when you make them into a powder, man, that's pretty much how you add it to the oil, all right? And this is speaking of Yahweh Shah on the chariot, and I'll prove it. Okay, so when we get up on those chariots, imagine the smell, when we get on those chariots, man. Who is this that cometh out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense, with all powders of the merchant? Okay, behold, his bed, which is Solomon's, all right, and we know who Solomon is in the spirit. Okay, 80 valiant men are about it, of the valiant of Israel, representing the elect, all right, his men. Okay, they all hold swords, being expert in war, and the sword is symbolically this truth, man. Okay, but he did actually have men, all right, who guarded, even his bedroom, man. All right, every man hath his sword upon his thigh because of the fear in the night, and we're living in the fear of the night, man, because in the night that's when the enemy can come, and the enemy is on his way. So this is all spiritual, man. King Solomon made himself a chariot of the wood of Lebanon. So when you read about these different woods in the scriptures, they all have smells, man. They all emit smells, and the Lord was very particular about the type of wood that he would want you to offer up a sacrifice with. Aloes wood, cedar wood. Okay? There's various woods in the scriptures that are mentioned, all right, and they smell good. So imagine the smell of the kingdom of heaven, because all of the trees are pretty much chopped down here by Esau, man. There's a few places where you can go and there's trees, and you get a sense of what, the atmosphere can smell like. But imagine in the kingdom of heaven, man. It says he made the pillars thereof of silver and the bottom thereof of gold, the covering of it of purple, and the midst thereof being paved with love. The midst of those chariots, because this is talking about the chariot, paved with love for the daughters of Jerusalem. And who are the daughters of Jerusalem, man? The elect. Okay? The elect, likened unto a woman. Let's get Isaiah 52 real quick. And this lesson is pretty much going all over the place, but hey, it's all the spirit. Isaiah 52:1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. So the daughters of Jerusalem, who needs chariots, the chariots of salvation, all right, are going to be paved with love, man. All right, for the elect. It says, go forth, O ye daughters of Zion, all right, and behold King Solomon, the King of peace, which is Yahushua, with the crown wherewith his mother crowned him in the day of his espousals. All right, and who are we espoused to, man? All right, Yahushua, man. Okay, and he is wisdom. He is the fulfillment of wisdom. He is the Most High's wisdom in the day of the gladness of his heart. So here it is. Those chariots are going to smell like frankincense, myrrh, and the powders of the merchant, man. So imagine when we get beamed up, the smell and the taste of that wine, the smells of everything, how righteousness is going to be. Because when you were going to the temple, okay, what would you have, man? Sweet savor, man. So how much more the chariot, man? Sweet savor. When you look up, type in sweet savor, the priest would offer up those sacrifices and burn incense all day long, man. You know, we don't have to get the scriptures, but the sweet savor is something that the Most High is very, very dear to. He loves beautiful smells, man. Just as we love beautiful smells. Okay, just as you type in incense, do a search on incense, you're going to see a bunch of scriptures. All right, this is just the Apocrypha. All King James, incense is a big part of our culture, man. All right, so going back to what I was reading in Second Esdras, the 6th chapter, okay, in the 43rd verse, it says, for as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was a great innumerable fruit and many diverse pleasures to taste, and flowers of unchangeable color and odors of wonderful smell. This was done on the 3rd day. So when man was created, he came into paradise, man. He came into a beautiful, so imagine the atmosphere at the time that man came onto the earth. All right, which was the 5th day. Okay. Imagine that, man. So when we get into the kingdom of heaven, all right, going back to the scripture I wanted to start with, Baruch 5:8, it says, moreover, even the woods of every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of the Most High, man. All right, we ain't seen nothing yet, man. It says, for the Most High shall lead Israel with joy and the light of his glory, with the mercy and righteousness that cometh from him, man. So the earth is not going to be smelling like shit, man. Okay? The earth is not going to be stinking when we get control of it. There's not going to be numerous chemicals in the atmosphere killing 600,000 children a year. The earth will be guided and ordered through what? The law, statutes, and commandments, man. This is why when you look at this precept too, Isaiah 55:12, for ye shall go out with joy and be led with the force of peace. All right, the Prince of Peace is Yahushua. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands, man. Okay. See that? The trees. So it says, instead of the thorn shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle tree. All right. There's so many trees, man. And we just pass by them daily. There's medicine on those trees, man. But everything's defiled here, man. We'll get all of that back, you know. it shall be to the Lord for a name and an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off, man. So what does it mean that the trees are going to be clapping their hands? They're going to, all right, just as we read in Genesis, all right, we didn't read it today, but in Genesis, the first chapter said that these things were good, they were beneficial. Everything is going to be placed back in its order and its benefit, all right, in the kingdom of heaven. So the trees will be able to do, all right, what they were created to do, man. And man, they're going to smell good. They're going to smell beautiful, man. Let's get Isaiah the 14th chapter real quick, man. Because Esau has a affinity. He has a lust for going around the earth chopping down trees, man. Okay? So when he falls, all right? So when he falls, I'll start at Isaiah 14:4. All right? When the Lord gives us rest. This is speaking of the kingdom of heaven. You got a group of knuckleheads teaching that this was already fulfilled. So we don't have anything we can go into the Old Testament and read to look forward to that's coming in the kingdom of heaven according to these guys, man. This has not happened. This will be fulfilled when the kingdom of heaven is set up, man. Lucifer has not failed yet, man. Okay? And that's in this chapter, Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thine hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. All right. And they say this was fulfilled in, first they said it was the Medo-Persian Empire. Then it changed to at the time of the Maccabees, which after the Maccabees, there was no rest. All right. More hell came in the form of the Roman Empire. Even the Messiah was a slave. Okay. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which is Esau. He's synonymous with the daughter of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, and the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Okay. He didn't do that at those times, man. Now we had particular victories and stuff like that. All right. But I'll jump to verse 7. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth in the sing, and everything is going to be in its order in our kingdom, man. Roaches, pigs, crabs, shrimps, possums, everything will be for its order for the benefit of the ecosystem and for creation, man. That's why the whole creation groaneth for the sons of God to be put back in their order, so that they can be put back in their order. Even women, everything's out of order. Nothing's in its proper order. Okay. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee. All right. And what is a fir tree? All right. Salakia, Akim, and Akwath. But I just want to know, what is a fir tree? This looks like a pine tree. It looks like a family of a pine tree. Yep. It looks like it's a pine tree. And pine trees are beautiful, man. Very, very, balsam fir. Something like what you smell when you get a Christmas tree. It has that type of smell to it. Beautiful, man. The Lord is beautiful, man. Yep. So imagine that smell just in its, and I'm talking about in its, in its strength, man. Because we smell these things. It's not like the tree that they use for Christmas is wicked, when they actually have a real one. It's just the way that they use it and how they bow to it, man. These heathen took the creation, or even sex, and they were like, this shit is amazing. We got to worship it. No. We worship the creator who made these things. All right. But they're, like things like a triangle, stuff like that in itself isn't wicked. All right, it's just the way that the heathen use it is wicked. Okay, that's a fir tree. They're gonna rejoice because they ain't gonna be used for wickedness anymore, man. Not in our kingdom. Okay, they're gonna be rejoicing. All right. Cedar trees, man, beautiful trees, man. Cedar wood, all of these things are beautiful, man. It says, in the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. Now, when you look up this word feller, so by him chopping down all of these trees, the earth just stinks, man. And it's poor air quality, man. All right. Karath. all right, to cut down, and Esau is a master of cutting down trees. Now, there is a particular word for someone who cuts down trees, and I believe the Apostle Gabar went into it. If a brother or sister knows that, or if a brother knows that term, anybody knows that term, put it on the comment board. You know, I forget the name of it, but there's a particular name to what Esau is doing when he cuts the trees down. To cut down, to cut a part off, to eliminate, to kill, to cut a covenant, to cut off, all right, to hew, all right. And that's what Esau's doing. He cuts the trees down for sport, all right. Now, there are particular trees you can cut down, but he goes all over the earth, and he does it without any balance. He doesn't think about how it's going to affect, you know, the atmosphere down the line. He just does it, man. This man is a complete madman. So the trees in the kingdom of heaven are going to be rejoicing because Esau ain't going to be able to do that no more, man. Come up against us, man. He comes up against anything that is carbon-based, life-based, melanin-based. Okay, melanin is carbon. Okay, he is against it, man. Why? Because he's cursed from the earth. Even to how he looks, man. He's cursed from the earth, man. Okay? So in the kingdom of heaven, what is it going to be? It says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet-smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of God. The sweet-smelling trees, all right, are going to overshadow Israel. Everywhere we go, it's going to be a sweet smell, man. Okay? And as it says in, what's that, Revelation, the 21st chapter, I believe? Or I'll get Revelation 22. You know, this wisdom going forth, man, itself is going to be a sweet savor, man. Just the earth is just it's going to be a whole new atmosphere, man. This right here is a curse, man. This was something that we're just going to throw in the past, man, and we're going to move forward, man. That's what we do every day in the spirit, man. This America, this curse, this the way that the earth is, we will never in the kingdom of heaven have to go through this again, man, or witness this. You know, we'll have chariot, everything will be in its order. Children will be in their order. Water will be in order. Everything will be in order through the law, statutes, and commandments. The true wisdom being the common doctrine in the earth, man, through the Israelites. Okay, Revelation 22:1, and he showed me a pure river of water, clear as crystal, proceeding from the throne of the Most High and the Lamb, man. And that's righteousness, man. The ways of righteousness are gonna compass the planet Earth, man. Real quick, let's get Habakkuk 2. All right, Habakkuk 2, and look at this. As a matter of fact, 14 is the point I want, but I want to read something here. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and puttest thy bottle on him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Esau does that, man. And the wine is spiritual, philosophies, off ways, man. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon, which is symbolic of the earth, man. But he's destroyed Lebanon, man. the physical landmass. It says, shall cover thee the spoil of beast, which made them afraid because of men's blood, and the violence of the land and of the city and all that dwell therein, man. You see that? He's destroyed every goddamn thing, man. So in the kingdom of heaven, the law, statutes, and commandments, the righteous ways of life are gonna compass the whole earth, man. Verse 2, in the midst of the street, you know, on either side of the river, there was a tree of life which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. 12 manner of fruits. That's plural. All right. I believe fruit is pariyum, or fruit, yeah, paria. As a matter of fact, let's make sure, because a parium, let's see here. Let's make sure that I have it right. You see that? What did the Lord say? And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, and the fruit yielding and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed in itself. In this kingdom, there's no seeds in a lot of these fruits, man. But there you go. The Hebrew word for fruit is paryah. So I was correct. In the midst of the street of it, on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves, all right, of the tree were the healing of the nations, man. And that all comes from this is all going to stem from the elect, because in the kingdom of heaven, okay, the Israelites are going to rule, all right, the earth. Hebrews 8:10, it says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel in those after those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind, and I will write them in their hearts, and I will be unto them a God, and they shall be unto me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me. And the all is speaking of Israel. See how Christians love to go to all? Well, the all is speaking of Israel. Okay? For all shall know me from least to greatest. You see that? That's the covenant. So we're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments written in us, and that's how we're going to rule the earth, man. So the earth will be in its rightful order in our kingdom, man. And one of the main things I look forward to, of course, the control of the minerals, all right, but the earth, pretty much smelling beautiful, man. These beautiful odors that the Lord, has put here for us, that, in this kingdom we can't really get in its fullness, but we get a glimpse of it. Woo, it's gonna smell good, man. It's gonna be bad to the bone, man. Unlike this wicked, decrepit, shit-infested, stank-ass kingdom, man. But that was just, something that was on my spirit, something I've been meditating on. I think I had a few more scriptures, but that's the point. The point was made. Yeah, that was a good one, but that's pretty much it, man. The point was made through the Spirit. Hopefully I was edified through the Spirit. It was something I had. Oh, yeah. 4 ways smells affect your health and well-being. It says deciphering odors. It said it promotes confidence, relieves depression, eases anger, reduces anxiety, increases memory, and it alleviates stress. Okay? It enhances the taste. All right. But in this kingdom, the reason our allergies are all messed up and we're all stressed out in the way that we are, and a big part of our downfall and the way we feel like shit is because of the air quality is messed up and it stinks, man. So in the kingdom, it's gonna be beautiful, man. So that's just something to look forward to, something to fight for. Hey, shalom to the elect. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.